how's the front row going? Yeah, thank you. Excellent. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, okay. You going to talk right through the show? Can we get her mic'd up, please? She's got some stuff to say. What's your name? Kirsty, you have to think about it. Is this your friend next to you here? Do you regret it? No, not with me here. What's going on? I mean, no one else can see it. Are they sperm? Is that sperm on your top? You can't see it. It's interesting. It's I love sperm. I can spot it anywhere. My show this year is called Why Is My Bag All Wet? It's not about my pussy, so sorry. Oh, a few people walking out. That's a shame. Fucking far out. Some of these pussy shows. Now, just by round of applause, who here has spilt water in their bag before? Okay. Yeah. Cool. And who in the audience has never, ever spilt water in their bag? Just by round of applause. It's just a little activity I like to do at the start of the show, just to sort out where the sociopaths are. I think we've found them there. And I just want to say to you guys, please, just enjoy the night, have fun with it, you know, have a good time. There's no need to blink. Just kick back and... If you don't know what I'm talking about, I call them bag floods, right? That's what I call them. You know, it's when you get up in the morning and you fill up your water bottle, you put it in your bag, you're like, today's the day. Today's the day I'm staying hydrated all day. I'm going to have perfect skin, I'm only eating broccoli. I'm going to set an alarm, I'm going to drink water every 30 seconds. Even if you're talking to me, stop, sit, wait. I'm going to strap 8 litres of water to my back and drag them to the gym like a pack horse. Today's the day. I'm just going to be on the phone making movie deals, staying hydrated, staying wet. Little giggler at the wet there. Well, wet is right, because about 5 minutes later you're walking along and you start to feel the drip down the back of your leg, and you know. If you're an experienced bag flooder like me, you know the drill. You spin around with a backpack, you hit the floor, bang. Doesn't matter where you are, doctor's surgery, nightclub dance floor, your great aunt's funeral, bang, you're down. And you're like a wounded animal down there. You're like, my things, my things. You're trying to like wring out important documents. You're rubbing your phone up and down on the carpet. It's like, has anyone got rice? You're trying to hide water-expanded tampons. Women will know this move. Little tampon flick, you know. When there's a loose tampon. So eyes up here, please. What? I'm a sexy pony. Because yes, my tampons are all loose in my bag. I don't have a little snap lock container with them all lined up neatly. Minis. They're loose in there. I don't know what they're doing. Collecting hair and fluff and dirt and shit. They're building nests. They're breeding, they're multiplying. But that's when the non-flooders come along, isn't it? The non-flooders, when you're at your lowest point on the floor. You're like trying to step over to get to the toilet or view the body or whatever. You're just down there, you're like, I'm sorry, I'll move. God, this has happened again. Like, it happened 3 days ago. Why is this always happening? I'm so sorry. And they're always like, oh, really? Wow, that is so weird. I wouldn't know. I've never spilt water in my bag. Was! They always say this is a parting shot, don't they, as they're walking away. They always say, why didn't you just put the lid on? Oh, that's it, the lid. Oh, yeah. Stupid me. Like, I just stop walking around picking up vessels of water and just dropping them into my bag. Like vases, and just being, oh, no, it's wet again. I am putting the lid on. I'm putting the lid on. There's something wrong with every single lid, isn't there? That Frank Green, he should be dragged in front of the Human Rights Tribunal. Crimes against humanity. He's ruining lives. There's something wrong with every lid. They're trick lids, aren't they? They're all trick lids. You know who's working in water bottle factories? Magicians. Because they're certainly not making any money from their art. We got any magicians in? Nah. Too busy looking after the doves. Thursday nights, they clean the cages. Thursday night, we do the cages. Move over, Flossie and Dossie. Daddy do your cage. I had a terrible bag flood recently, I spilled a bottle of water this big in my backpack. And in the backpack was my daughter's original birth certificate. Oh. Yeah. It was in there because I was taking it to get a new passport, right, because we were taking her back to the UK to meet her British family, poor bitch. Such a difficult conversation to have with a child, you know? Saying, sweetie, I'm so sorry. But you're half British. We'll do what we can for you. But the teeth. There's nothing anyone can do about the teeth. My partner Lloyd is Welsh. He's a non-flooder, fuck my life, and he knew I was going to the post office and he appeared from the bedroom with a plastic pocket, like, maybe you should put that in. You know, I'm like, it's 300 metres down the road, okay, I can do this. And frankly, stop gaslighting me. Nah, gone, wet, gone. All disintegrated somewhere in a gutter in Melbourne, that birth certificate. But luckily for us, right, it wasn't actually our only birth certificate. We had a second one that I didn't know about, right? Because when my daughter Gwen was born, Lloyd was in charge of admin, right? Because I was like this. Is my ass still there? So he did admin, right, and he went on the website. Of course, he got the original birth certificate. Oh. Someone just came, which is nice. And what took you so long? Like, oh yeah, birth certificates. That's it. Oh yeah, people being born. Yeah. I love that shit. I can only hope we pick that up in the audio, otherwise it's look like someone's just come up. Yeah. Sperm and there's a theme. So he went on the website, he ticked, obviously, the original birth certificate, but then he also ticked, unbeknownst to me, the Essendon Football Club commemorative birth certificate. He thought I'd like it. So the original arrived, then 2 weeks later, an A3 poster pack arrived. It's like, oh, hello, what's this? I open it, big poster, big certificate. There's a cartoon of a bomber, which is their mascot, just pointing at my daughter's name like this. Congratulations, you're a born bomber. I'm like, oh. You might as well have given her a certificate that just said, congratulations, you're a born bogan. Here's your certificate. Here's your little pamphlet on growing a mullet. Here's your show bag guide. You can just put a little asterisk next to the stalls you want to have a fight out the front of. It's fine. And here's your guide to everyday racism, do's and don'ts. Mainly do's. Little section on don'ts up the back under political correctness gone mad. Yeah, so I am a mother now, if you didn't get that memo. Oh, that's what that deserves, actually. Thank you. I'm I'm surprised I'm here, to be honest. I'm surprised I'm anywhere. I don't know how mothers do anything. Like, the fact I'm on stage with the shows, it's miraculous, really. They get sick so much, these babies. Like, if you've got an empty seat near you, it's probably a mum who was nearly out the door, like had her handbag, nearly got out the door, and then a little person just popped up from behind the couch, just like, not today, Mummy. Not today. Baby's sick. And parents in here will know when your baby gets sick, it's crazy, their personalities just change overnight. Like, they just change overnight. You're like, oh, hello, what's your name? Ivan Milat. I don't think Barbie wants to go hitchhiking today, sweetheart. Run! But it's our fault because we keep taking her to these soft play centres. Anyone know what soft play is? He does, obviously. It's a different kind of soft play. Soft play, basically, like, it's an indoor playground, you know, if it's too hot or it's raining or something. Look, basically, it's a padded room that parents pay money to put their kids in while they scroll on their phones. That's what it is. And there should be a sign above the door at these places that just says, welcome to gastro, come on in. Because honestly, you've got a 90% chance of getting gastro the minute you walk through the door, right? It goes up to about 95% if you go anywhere near the ball pit. Like, you wouldn't think it was possible for someone to wipe their nose on a plastic ball, but I've seen it. It's like... back in the pit. So everyone's like, I think it was a blue! And then it goes up to about 99% if you eat anything from the cafe. The cafes in these places, honestly. Like, they make your local sporting club canteen look like a chef's hatted restaurant. It's like, do you want this focaccia toasted? It's like, nah, but at least defrost it. Come on. Come on. Please. But I guarantee you if you went around to every single parent in that room and said, is it worth it? Is this 20-minute Instagram scroll worth the 3 days of family diarrhea? They would say, yes! I need this scroll. Mummy needs this scroll. And maybe it's my turn. Maybe I'm the 1%. I'm the lucky one. I'm getting out of here today with solid stools. I'm the 1%. It's like, no one gets out of here with solid stools. I guess what I'm saying is, I'd rather spend time in a Russian gulag than any more time with my sick family. I'm loving this Russian enemy, by the way. You enjoying it? Come on, you're loving it. It's nice to have an enemy again, admit it, after COVID. Back in the enemy game. Come on, you're enjoying it, admit it. Tell you what, it's lucky they're white, isn't it? So you can really just enjoy it. You don't have to interrogate it on any level. Just have a nice time with it. Like, it's quite a large country, Russia, isn't it? Millions of people, different religions, point of view. But we're just like, nah, everything Russian bad, bomb it. Boomer dads are loving it. They're back, baby. They haven't been allowed to talk about China, just pent up. So guess what we got you for Father's Day, Dad? The war with Russia. They're like, right, let me tell you about these fucking commie Cossacks. Here we go. I will tell you one thing, though. They are strategically quite close to China. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said. A few of you are probably sitting there wondering, how did I get a baby? And it's an important question for several authorities that are looking into it. No, I get it. If you've seen my shows before, if you've followed me a bit, you'll know. You're probably sitting there going, no, this doesn't add up. Now, she was a mess pre-COVID, single all the time, she was drunk all the time. I mean, then she got that Welsh boyfriend, but as if he's sticking around. Can you understand him on the TV? I cannot. Now, she's saying she's got a baby. She's like, no, I'm going down there. I'm going to ask her. Explain yourself. That's you. No, look, it turned out to be quite simple in the end to find a guy. After all that turmoil in my 30s, it turned out to be dead easy to meet a guy in the end. I'll tell you how to do it if you are interested. Basically, what you need to do is meet a guy from overseas, invite him to come and stay with you for 2 months, wait for a global pandemic to hit. They shut the borders, bang, got him, trapped! Oh, what's that? They're reopening the borders, get pregnant, bang, trapped him twice! Didn't see the second one coming. Idiot! But honestly, if you're a woman in your 30s who's into men, sorry, but also... like, that's what it feels like it takes to meet a decent guy, doesn't it? A fucking apocalypse! But my 30s were fun. They were, up and down, bit of a roller coaster. That kind of thing. I enjoyed them, though, but I got to the end of them and I had a shocking realisation at the end of my 30s. A shocking realisation, and that was that I was lonely. Now, that is one of the worst things you'll ever have to admit to yourself, right? Because for some reason it's fine to be like, yeah, I'm single at the moment. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the right guy to come into my life and then I will make room. He can have one drawer. But the minute you admit you're lonely, you're like catapulted into another category, aren't you? Of like greying woman wandering the street collecting jars. Just like, these are my jars. Don't touch my jars. These jars contain the hearts of everyone who's ever broken my heart. Screw the lid on tight, never let them out. Don't look at my jars. I just feel like loneliness is often followed by the word drove. As in loneliness drove her to strangle 12 rabbits in a rural property later connected to the cult The Family. That kind of thing. Some women don't want kids. That's cool, they're lucky. If you are a woman that wants kids, your late 30s can be very painful, right? But it feels like a betrayal to feminism to even be upset about it. You have to be cool with, like, your independence. Do you know how much time I spent with a glass of Chardonnay in my hand screaming at people, it's fine, I'll travel! Travelling! Just always had a roller bag. Travelling, I'm travelling right now. Where does Chardonnay come from? France, I'll travel there, I'll get us another bottle. Travelling back! When really what I was doing in the privacy of my own home was sliding down the walls, ugly crying over men. Yeah. I agree, it's funny. Now, at this point in the show, I like to take 5, right? I'm just gonna... It's a bit of a community service announcement, I guess, this bit of the show, right? Because I want to talk about sliding down walls crying, OK? Because it is happening a lot more than you think in households around Australia. A lot of people are getting it wrong and there's a lot of injuries, both emotional and physical. So if I could borrow your time for a minute, I just want to run you through a safe slide, if that's OK. Like, obviously, the first thing you want to think about is the surface you're going to slide down, OK? Obviously, the shower is ideal. You've got that wet-on-wet surface. It's a soundproof environment for screaming and the water masks your tears. Fantastic. Tick, tick, tick. But sometimes you don't have a shower available. You might be in a boardroom or on the set of a reality TV show. But as I always say to people, where there's a wall, there's a... Exactly. OK, first thing you want to do is clearly articulate your grievance, OK? Just get it out in one sentence, jazzy terms, right? Just get it out there and let the emotions start coming in. So just yell it out, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, I don't know, like, I don't want to do a dance solo with Jamie Jury, whatever it is. And now you start moving back, OK? And you're feeling for the wall behind you, OK? Don't fling your neck around, it'll be there, it's always there. And now we start going down and you're pulling up through the core, pulling up as you head down and the emotions coming in. At this point, I like to go forward into dog. I I love dog for this. It's degrading, it's humiliating, and it's a great place to scream from. The next thing you want to do is safely roll out to the side. Okay, here we are. Now, you can stay down here for anywhere up to 8 hours. Just enjoy it, you know? And what I like to say to people is there somewhere you can place a bottle of vodka? Or can you make it to the kitchen? Then, once the 8 hours are up, you just spring back up like nothing happened. And go and have dinner with your parents. Whoa! Sorry, a bit of Helen Badoo comes out when I do that. She's always in there. He's in there. I am a mother now, though. It's worrying, isn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy what you think motherhood is going to be before you're a mother versus what it's actually like. Like, before as a mother, while I was pregnant, I was fixated on the power imbalance. I kept thinking about it. I'm like, it's too much power for one person to have over another. Do you know what I mean? You're their whole world, everything you say and do, it's what they believe. It's too much. I kept feeling like I was going to be like Kim Jong-un. And my kid was going to be like the people of North Korea. It felt wrong. And you can just fill them with propaganda. You can tell them whatever you want. And that's all they know. Just like, you've got the hottest mum in Australia. Oh, okay. Just every day, what have you got? The hottest mum in Australia. That's right. Until you drop them at kinder for the first time and they see the other mums and they're like, get your lazy, fat, lying Kmart pants-wearing ass back in the car. The jig's up. But I don't know what I was thinking. I was deluded. There's no power. I don't have any power already. Like the other day, Gwen, my daughter, was sitting in her high chair, right? And I was crawling around the floor underneath her. Like that, like trying to pick up bits of food to give her like that, you know? Like, I remember once I did puppy training, they said never go lower than the dog, but I was down there. Just down there like this, scurrying. It reminded me of, like, you know, like in the Middle Ages when a king suddenly died and they put like a fat 4-year-old on the crown? I was like some pathetic relative trying not to get executed. It's like, please, sire. One more handful of rice. Our crops were ravaged. Ah, the royal kick. I shall never wash my face again. She was kicking me while I was down there. She was kicking me while I was down on the floor, kicking me. Right? I was like, oh, come on. Mum's on the TV sometimes. She gave me a look like, yeah, is it the Wiggles? Then keep crawling, bitch. I don't care. But I don't think you can ever be ready for motherhood, like mentally or emotionally. But I feel like I've always been physically ready to be a mum. Physically ready, because I've always had quite a large ass. Bear with me. No, I'm not saying I'm fat. I've just got good square footage around the back. Do you know what I mean? It's a good floor plan. The master's got an ensuite. You know what I mean? That's what they yell out at me from building sites. Oh, the master's got an ensuite! They don't. No one yells out. Anyway. Never have. But I don't know about anyone else in here, if anyone else has got this type of ass, but my ass, it starts high. You know what I mean? It's a high, like, it just goes neck, shoulder, and then just ass. It's like, oh, what's that? Back fat? Nah, that's the start of my ass. You think you're tapping me on the back? You've just sexually assaulted me. Ironically. Oh, well, see you in court. But you need a large ass when you're a mum. That's where your power comes from. That's where you hold your power. Like, if you're coming down the corridor on message, you're like, oh, I'm coming in there in a minute, and every light better be off and every baby better be in bed. That comes from here, that volume. That timber, up through the arse. And out. You don't want to be one of these skinny-ass mums. No one's listening to them.
I'm coming in there in a minute. After I finish this online Pilates and eating this raw salmon.
And every baba better be... Oh, who cares? I'll just send the au pair in. I don't care.
You know what I was just thinking, actually? I have never spilled water in my bag once!
It's no good, these skinny-ass mums. No good. Skinny-ass mums. You know where it's all leading with the skinny-ass mums? Mother-daughter best friendships. No, thank you. No, thanks, I'm right. Not for me. Thanks anyway. No, thanks. Like, the next thing you know, you're wearing matching size 10 jeans with your mum in a food court. And she's talking about how your dad doesn't sexually satisfy her in bed anymore. No, thanks. Repress that, eat it, put it in your ass. That's where that goes. I'm what's known as a late-in-life mother. The late-in-life mother. We got any other late-in-life mothers in? Lilms? Lilm lady. Got any in? We probably do. Like, if you're wondering what a lilm is, it's probably having a baby over the age of about 37, I guess. I made a few 36-year-olds night in here. I guess the other way to work it out is just forget age. Forget age. Just have a little bit of a look down and just see how much Gorman you've got on. Oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Spermy over here. Uh-oh. Lovely. Oh, yeah, all of that, all of that. Woo. Say what? I like brightly coloured tops and culottes, you bitch! What's wrong with that? I got pregnant at the age of 42, still got it! And I got pregnant at the age of 42, and look, to be honest, I only felt just mature enough. like only just ready. Like, I only gave up binge drinking to get pregnant. It's like, hold this vodka cruise or I'll be back in 9 months. Can I just talk quickly about Adelaide? I know they'll probably be watching, whatever. I know we talk about them all the time, but I have to talk about them again, unfortunately. Because I was doing this show there, right? And they come to your shows, it's like they're at mass, bless them. You don't know, you can't hear anything. You're like, hello, is anyone there? Like, and also with you, all this with the scriptures. Here I am, Lord. Actually, anyway, I did this show there, and I hadn't heard much back from them. Anyway, I did that bit. I said, hold this vodka cruise, or I'll be back in 9 months. And just a little voice from the back, I just heard this little voice go, what flavour? What? What? Like, I don't know, passion fruit. They're like, okay, write it down, put it in the archives, bless you, bless you. Okay. But when you're a late-in-life mother, you're very high risk. It's a high-risk situation. You're very high risk of thinking you know more than the doctors. No, it's high risk. There's a lot of health professionals involved when you're trying to get pregnant. When you're pregnant, they're all at you. They're like, you know, look after yourself, you know, try and be healthy, blah, 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 blah. They started going on and on at me about looking at. I'm like, yeah. They started going on at me about the probiotics. Oh, the probiotics. I'm so sick of hearing about probiotics. Probiotics this, probiotics that. To be honest, I'm becoming a bit antibiotics. One for the dads. I cater for dads. Yeah. But anyway, one of these health professionals looked at me while I was trying to get pregnant, and they were like, in all seriousness, they go, you know, what about just every day, what about you just try a little bit of Yakult? I'm like, Yakult? Yakult? Sorry? Like, who the fuck is still taking Yakult? Hello, 1992. Oh, hello. Anyone still drinking your cult in here? Fucking hell. My God. You're sucking them back like cock-sucking cowboys at the Vine. Is that Vine place still going? Is that a nightclub here, or am I in a different city? Oh, I fucking know where I am. Anyone from Melbourne, by the way? I know you are. I know there is. No, I live in Sydney now. Fuck off. Melbourne's shit. It's cold and shit. I live at the beach. Bitch. I was just thinking about nightclubs down there. There was this nightclub down there. Just tell you, just a quick aside, even though we're filming. There was a nightclub in Melbourne when I was going out, when I was younger, right, called The Tunnel. And I fell over once in the Tunnel nightclub, and a woman kicked me in the head and took my drink. I was like, yeah, nah, fair cop. I didn't secure my assets on the way down. Nah, fair's fair. Anyway, you're cool. Like, I feel like there's going to be a guy who emerges who's been drinking your cult for 60 years. And he'd just be, like, perfectly smooth and white. He'd just be like... I shit diamonds and I can see the future! But I still want my old life back. Like, who cares if you've got perfect guts, if you have to peel the foil off that little bottle and drink it in the morning.
Oh, yummy, milky and sweet. Have my little milky drink.
Oh, I'd rather shit my pants in a field, surrounded by the people I love, ladling chocolate milk into my mouth out of a bucket, than drink that Yakult. Pull the little foil off. It's rock bottom, that Yakult. Which is ironically what I've got, because I won't take the probiotics. Anyway, I got pregnant at 42. By the time I had the baby, I was 43. I was in another dimension of tiredness. I was like, and my partner, Lloyd, said to me, maybe you should go. No, he... just go, please. No, it was my birthday, right? And he sent me off to a day spa for the day, right? It was one of my first little excursions out of the house, right? Off by myself without the baby for just a few hours. Now, are there any beauticians in, by the way? Nah. Couldn't read the Google Maps. Oh, magicians and beauticians. She's brave, isn't she? Brave up here. No, I just want to have a conversation with a beautician. Like, I just want a clear directive about that G-string. Do you know what I'm talking about? Someone knows at the front. Like, if you don't know, when you go to these places, they offer you a G-string, like in a little packet, like a paper kind of plastic G-string in a little packet. And they're like,
I'm just going to leave this here for you. That's entirely optional whether you want to use that or not. I'm just going to leave it there. It's entirely optional. It's up to you whether you want to use that or not.
it's like, no, do you want me to use it or not? What's the direction, yes or no? Like, be clear. Like, of course I don't want to wear it. Like, I don't want to wear that piece of black thread. No thanks. Like, it's a tiled surface in there. What if I slip and it gets caught on a hook and splits me in two? I don't want to wear it. I'm not crazy. But I also don't want to be the subject of your little beautician lunchtime chats that I know you're having. them.
It's like, yeah, so this woman comes in today, right? She takes her robe off. She's completely naked. Pussy out. Just completely naked, right? Like, yes, the G-string is optional, but who chooses not to wear it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this for 14 years. I have never seen that. Who just goes, no, thank you. What? Anyway, she slaps her fat ass down on the bench and she's like, whack that. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually done. I'm actually, like, that is not a simple bikini. That is not what you asked for. I'm actually done. I don't get paid enough. I'm walking out. So I went to my manager and I said, Susan, there's a situation in Suite 6. And she said, what's going on? I'm going, not getting into it with you, Susan. I'm actually done. I'm not going back in there. She's like, I don't have the staff to cover it. I'm like, you've literally got Sven just sitting here. Like, what did he do? No one's ever going to order the Swedish massage, Sven. It's not a thing. Anyway, she sends Sven in. This woman goes absolutely ballistic. She's like, I'm never coming back here. You're going to hear from my lawyers. I feel completely exposed. I'm like, yeah, bitch. So where the G-string? It's so simple. Like, you psycho. Hey, no one got your pussy out for you. You got your own pussy out.
Oh, I'd rather be split in two. There are upsides to motherhood, of course. Obviously, now that I'm a mother, it's compulsory for me to join Facebook Marketplace. Oh, I just love it on there, yeah. Like, honestly, the minute my baby dropped, so did my location on Facebook. And just every high chair and organic sleeping bag in a 5-kilometre radius of the hospital just came up for me to scroll with one eye, you know, in the dark while Gwen was sleeping. I was like, hey, Jenny, is this still available? Hey, Lizzie, is this still available? Oh, hey, Naomi, is this still available? Oh, okay. Yeah, you might want to take it down then, yeah. I don't have time for your jolly jumper if you've already sold it, slut. I've only got one good scrolling eye left. But it's great when you're travelling because you can literally just go anywhere and just get a high chair like that. And we tour all the time. You know, obviously, it'll have, like, food encrusted in the straps. That's all right. It's like, see if you can suck that out, sweetheart. Boost your little immune system, OK? Going to soft play tomorrow. Boost it up. But we went to the Edinburgh Fringe last year, always a mistake, and we got there. We got there, put up the blackout curtains, and I got on there looking, you know, got Gwen to sleep, started looking for the high chair. Found one about 500 metres away. I thought, bang, here we go. Found something here. Now, there were a few red flags about this high chair in hindsight. OK. The first thing was, it looked like it had been taken, the photo looked like it had been taken on a burner phone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was all blurry, kind of skew-whiff off to one side. Half the chair was in focus, you know what I mean? Like, it looked like the sort of photo your aunt takes, but it's not even the photo. Like, she sends you, like, a link. Do you know what I mean? It's like Maureen 1942 at optusnet.bigpond.com.au's sent you a photo. It's like, Look, if I want the Russians to get my details, I'll just join Medibank Private. Thanks, though. Thanks, though. Not clicking on that. The other red flag was the chair, it didn't have a tray. Now, that's a fairly fundamental part of the high chair, you know. And it was 40 quid as well. That's about 80 Australian dollars, like, quite expensive. But I thought, no, I'm in here now. I'm in the, you know, I'll get on. I got on there and I go, hey, Mary, is this still available? She wrote back in capital letters, yes, bring cash. Possibly another red flag, not sure. So I was like, oh, okay, Mary, can't wait to meet you. Hey, tell me this, does it have a tray? She wrote back in capitals again, yes, bring cash. Same words, felt angrier. I was like, all right, I'm in it now. I'm going to go get this thing. Now, if you've been to Edinburgh before, you'll know it's kind of like a fairy tale of a city. You know, it's crazy, mountains and castles and stuff. 500 metres was a big deal, right? I had to, like, go down a river on a boat, like, pay some trolls, have afternoon tea with a mole man. I'm like, yeah. I eventually got to this house. It was like a mansion, right? I knocked on the door. Now, what came towards me screaming unintelligibly? Look, I don't know what's okay to say about people these days and what isn't, you know, what's appropriate and, you know, in this day and age. But is the word hag, is that okay? Is that all right with you? What about witch? What about crone? How does crone sit with everybody? And she's coming towards me screaming, right? I looked down, she only had one shoe on and the other foot, it was in a bad way. It's seared on my memory, that foot. It's in a bad way. Like, it looked like it had been tarred and feathered, but in Vegemite and hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looked like she'd had a job as an orc on The Lord of the Rings, but been fired after the makeup artist only done one foot. Do you know what I'm saying? It looked like if Mr. Tumnus from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe had been to a Buschdorf and volunteered to clean out the toilets. Do you know what I'm saying? Real bad case of swamp foot. It was very Melissa Caddick post-jump vibes. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? She was coming towards me with that foot, screaming, right? I was like this. As she got closer, I could finally understand what she was saying. She was screaming this at me. Can he find the tray? Can he find the tray? Can he find the tray? Like that, at me. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I always apologise, it's quicker. I'm sorry. It's like, can he find the tray? Can he find the tray? I was trying to bargain. I was like, 20 quid, no tray, 20 quid. She's like, I can't have the tray. The foot was getting closer. I was like, So I just threw the money at her and I just ran. I grabbed the chair and I ran. Tried to knock over a collection of beautiful jars. I ran for my life. I got home, I'm like this with the chair, like covered in mud and leaves and shit, shocked. Lloyd's like, what happened? I'm like, oh. Can he find the tray, all right? Okay? Can he find the tray? And then we just plonked Gwen in it straight away, just like, didn't wash it, just put her in there. And she just spent the month kind of slumped to one side, just like... Like, sometimes we pushed her up to the table, but other times, like, just see if you can get it. See if you can get that. Come on. Putting bets on. And if she wouldn't eat her food, I used to just creep up behind her. I'd just be like, "You'd better eat your dinner." Oh, you'd hear the scrape of the crone's foot. She can't find the tray. She can't find the tray. It's busy being a parent, isn't it? Had a bit of spare time the other day, so I was having a bit of a look at the top of the stovetop, just like... Had 15 minutes up my sleeve, treated myself to a bit of a sleep-deprived look at the top of the stove, just like... And my mind drifted off, as it often does, to the Minogue sisters. They're always in there dancing, having a good time. Dancing. So I was looking at the top of this stove, I'm like, they're all very similar stovetops, aren't they? Like, no matter where you go, no matter what house you're living in, it's always got kind of the same layout, these things. Like, you've got your little boy, don't you, for simmering. I love him, he's fun, little guy, you know, he boils an egg, he's around, little jobs, you know, little guy. He's a fun simmer time, I love him. Then you got Big Ring, you know Big Ring? Have you got a big ring? Yeah, I can tell. Have you got a double? You got a double ring at home? Some people have a double. You know, Australian modern, fusion, woks. Fucking love it. We've got a single ring, we're working towards a double. And then you've got your two burners that are the same, right? One's at the front, one's at the back. They do the same thing, they've got the same capacity, same size. The one at the front you go to, isn't it? Bang, everything. Curries, chickens, we're just there every day, every job, bang, 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 bang. Always on this one, medium, great, da-da-da. The one at the back, same size, same capacity, never gets a look in up there. Just up the back, never gets a look in. I'm like, that's Danny up there. That's Danny up there. Kylie down here, every job, every morning, every bacon and eggs. Kylie. What's Daddy getting up the back? Maybe if you're having a dinner party, she gets to boil pasta. Maybe. Why? Like when all the other rings are busy, you know, like double ring, we call her Delta, you know. She was born to fry. Maybe if they're all occupied, maybe Danny gets a go. It's not fair. She had it all when she was on Young Talent Time. No one saw that fucking Neighbours coming. He's a juggernaut. Sorry, I'm Team Danny. I get worked up. I love Danny. She's a lilm. She's hot. I love her. But you do have a lot of those stovetop moments when you're a parent, don't you? Where you're just like, oh, no. Oh, my life's over. Whoopsie. I actually love being a mum. I love it. I love that little girl so much. And it's actually something I'm good at too. I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't file a tax return, but I can crawl around the floor mooing like a cow for 45 minutes. It's fine. I finally found a use for my skill set. But even though it's all I ever wanted in the world, you still have some of the hardest days of your life as a mum, don't you? Like, some of the hardest days. Like, I always feel like in life, you think you've slid down the wall for the last time, but I find you've always got one in the tank. And you go cocoa bananas when you're a mum. It's good, enjoy it. Like, I was reading this article, right, about motherhood, right, and it was about new mothers, this hormone that's released when you're a new mum, right? They set it off in your body, and it makes you spot danger everywhere, like hyper alert to danger, like everywhere, right? Which just makes sense. It's to keep the baby alive. But it feels like there's kind of like this evil villain following you around everywhere you go, just whispering at you. It's like, today's the day I'm getting outside, fill my water bottle. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to see the sun. You just got this little voice behind you going... Going for a walk, are you? It is a nice day, isn't it? But let me ask you this. Is it too nice? Is it too hot? Let me give you a little word to think about while you're walking around. Dehydration! Now every time you see the sun, you'll think, is my baby dehydrating? Enjoy your walk. And I'll see you later at bath time and we can talk about drowning! That's how it felt to me anyway. Nothing's for free in life. There's always tough stuff. Like I love renovation shows. I love them. I love the reveal at the end. That's my favourite bit. Right, when I was pregnant, I tried to just start watching the reveals because that's when everything's perfect, everything's finished. Started watching these shows at the 25-minute mark. Just reveal. It doesn't work. You have to see some weirdo in their house with little trinkets, you know, covered in dust and Shayna Blaze in leather pants, ripping up floorboards before you see a perfectly made bed with 650 Kmart cushions on it. That's just life, my friends. If I can tell you anything, it's that. I do watch a lot of reality television, I admit it. Because it's easier than dealing with what's in the news, isn't it? It's like, the cost of living crisis and the war with Russia, or a woman with big lips repeatedly trusting a tradie with matters of the heart. I'm Team Lips. No brainer. I love the celebrity reality TV shows, they're my favourite. I've been in couple myself. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Some of you are like, that's stretching the definition of celebrity. Anyway, no, I've been in a few myself. I love them, right, because I love listening to the excuses that celebrities come up with as to why they're in the show. I love that bit, right? Because it's still seen as a bit embarrassing to be in these shows, a bit shameful, right? And they always say this. They're like, yeah, I'm here today because I want to show my kids that no matter what the obstacles in life, no matter what the challenges, it's never too late to fulfil your hopes and dreams. Like, yes it is and no you're not. Like, come on. You're here for the money and the tiny publicity boost. It's fine, we get it. Like, don't drag your kids into your hopes and dreams. It's not fair. Like, I just feel like as a parent, you need to be an empty void of hopes and dreams in the eyes of your children. They're gone. And if they're not gone, repress them. Like, I have no idea what my parents' hopes and dreams are and whether they've ever been fulfilled, and I never will. Not because they're dead, but because I don't care. And that's the natural order of things. That's good parenting. Like, I hope Gwen at my funeral is just like, yeah, I don't know. I think she was a comedian, I don't know. Don't inflict your hopes and dreams on people. Like, I think we've all had that partner in the past, haven't we? When you're sitting on the couch trying to watch TV and they're like, just suddenly like, I guess I thought there'd be more to life than this. I don't know, like, yeah, I thought I was going to be someone. Yeah, I had hopes and dreams. And you're just like, yeah, right, okay. Yeah, it's really interesting. Sorry, it's just the voice is on. I can't. And these people have actual hopes and dreams, and it might not be too late for them, so I'm just going to turn it up. I was born to fly. I was loving it recently. I was watching one of these shows, and there was like a celebrity sports person on there, and he kept talking about how he's got a shy daughter. I've got this really shy daughter. She's really shy. And he said, so I wanted to come in here and show her that no matter what the obstacles in life, no matter what the challenges, it's never too late to fulfil your hopes and dreams. I'm like, what does that involve? Just hours in the front yard with this kid just waiting for the postman. She's like, oh, here he comes. Here he comes, Katie. Come on, give him a wave. Don't be shy, sweetheart. Give him a wave. Say hello. Come on, give him a wave. No, you don't want to? All right. All right. Looks like I'm going to have to go on SAS Australia. Oh, no. It's like, come on, mate, if you want to get ripped and spend 2 months away from your family rolling around the mud with a former bachelorette while an angry Englishman yells at you, all in the hope of getting a breakfast radio job on Triple M Brisbane, just say that. Just say it. You know what shy kids love? A midterm move schools to Brisbane. This is my first day. We saw your dad crying on the TV. No, Mum said he was crying because he misses us. No, he shit his pants in the echo chamber of death and Pauline had to pull him out. It was really bad, man. He nearly died in there. And you know why? Because you're shy. Now, speaking of shitting your pants, this next part of the show is really important. It matters, okay? It's a really important, serious part of the show. And look, when this happened to me last year, this particular incident I'm going to talk about, I thought to myself, you know what? You don't need to tell everyone. You're 43 now. You don't need to tell everyone. You don't need to gather a room of people and set up cameras and tell people this thing that happened. And then I thought to myself, no, this is important. Like, if this happened to me and I didn't tell the story, I could be pulled in front of a tribunal of comedians and have my licence revoked. And frankly, yes, I should, because it's important. This matters. So I want you to give me the respect I'm due when I tell you that last November, I shit my pants in a Coles Local. Thank you. Thank you, yes. Thank you. And yes, I'm going to tell you what happened. And yes, it made it worse that it was a Coles Local, not a full Coles. Like, I couldn't even peruse the full range of sauces and chutneys after I'd gone poopy pants. I'll tell you what happened. It actually happened in this fine city. I was out with my friend Greg having dinner. I hadn't seen him for all of lockdown. This great catch-up, this great dinner. My daughter Gwen was there. He was meeting her for the first time. And she sat up in her high chair. She had a tray. She was living her best life, eating her dinner like a good girl, had a beautiful dinner. I left the restaurant. As I was leaving the restaurant with the pram, I had this thought. And this is a very, very dangerous thought. Very dangerous thought, this. I was pushing the pram along and I thought to myself, you know what? I love my life. I love being a mum, I love my baby, I love my partner, I just love my life. And at that point, the universe dialed in. It's like, oh, yes, hi, I'm sorry, we've just heard some positivity coming off you down there. A few life affirmations, Okay, yeah. Look, we just want you to know they have been noted in our system, and we will be circling back in 20 minutes. And they really did. Now, this Coles Local in Sydney, it was across 2 levels. Absolutely absurd. Like, nowhere in Melbourne do we have a Coles on 2 levels. Like, what are you doing? Like if you were in Melbourne and you went up to someone and you were like, oh, mate, where are the eggs? And he was like, level 2. Your brain had split in 2. Do you know what I mean? Be on the floor screaming. You have to be dragged out. But no, it's Sydney, so 2 levels. You guys are all like, it's actually because of the harbour. That's why. You don't understand. The city needs to flow organically around the harbour. If I was the Mayor of Sydney, I'd drain that. Pull the plug, waste of space. Put in a nice grid, manageable grid. Put you around. A couple of Coleses under the bridge, drive in, it'd be beautiful, fantastic. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I needed milk, so I had to go to the Coles. I got into the lift. Absurd, right? Now, there's no way to pretty this up. I'm not going to beat around the bush about what happened. There's no way to tell this story than how it happened, right? I got in the lift, the doors closed, I pushed the button and I shit my pants. Do you understand? Can you understand this? I pushed the button and I shit my pants. There were no messages to my brain. I had no warning. I pushed the button and I shit my pants. Do you understand? Can you understand this? I still can't understand it. That's why I feel like there's a higher power involved, like the universe or God or something. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm the second coming of Christ. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be the first person wandering around the city with shit in my pants asking myself that. I pushed the button, I shit my pants. Hadn't been at soft play, hadn't had a sniff of Yakult. It makes you think, what do other buttons do? Just leave you with that to think about. Anyway, the lift went down, the doors open, I'm in Coles, just like this. What? Like people going about their business with trolleys and baskets like nothing's happened. I reckon that's the closest I've ever come to knowing what it feels like to be a serial killer. I'm like, you don't know my dirty secret. So I just had to push the button again, wait for the doors to close, and I just went back up to street level, just back up. Suddenly I'm on street level. I just started running. I had a jumper around my waist. I was running and crying through the streets of Sydney, like with the pram, crying. Like, what's happened here? Now, I don't get recognised very often. I'm like, this'll be it. This'll be it. Like, yeah, Sam Pang is a great guy. I have shit my pants. He's even funnier off the TV than on it. What are the chances? There is shit on my shoes. I'm in the show too. Anyway, I found a hotel that looked nice, so I went in there. Now, because I had shit in my pants, for some reason, because I had shit in my pants, I decided to put on a posh accent. I don't know. I wanted to separate myself out from the kinds of people that shit their pants. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're all left-wing, suddenly you're like, nah, they're stinky, burn them, round them up. I'm not one of them. So I went in there, I'm like, hi, have you got a lavatory? Does it have a bidet? When we go to Aspen, we always have a bidet. I could really use one now. So they let me in. I got into the cubicle, right? I was in there trying to deal with this situation. That's when you're happy you're a mum. You've got wipes at least. My water bottle was involved. I was trying to work this out. My daughter, Gwen, was just sitting in the pram, just watching me. Then she started getting angry at me. She was frustrated. She's bored. She's like kicking stuff, starting to cry. Like, come on. Like, are you for real? Are you for real? You literally shit your pants 4 times a day, and I don't say anything. It's Mummy's turn. Like, that's what they would have heard 4 cubicles down. Just a woman screaming, it's Mummy's turn to go poopy pants. Uh-oh, what's Mummy done? Uh-oh. Look at Mummy. Let's all clean up Mummy for once. Uh-oh. Mummy gone poo-poo. I did what I could with the situation, and then I just got out of there. I started running back to our hotel, right? I got back into the hotel. I was just horrified at what had happened. I was, like, pacing around. I had a baby. I couldn't, like, you know, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I've got to call Lloyd. I'm like, thank God he's on one of those visas that if he, like, breaks up with me, they have to kick him out of the country. I've got to call him. I opened my backpack to find my phone. Bag flood! Everything's wet in there. Everything. It's like a river in there, this size. River. I'm like, no! Get the rice, Gwen! No! It was useless. It was broken. I just tossed it to the side. I'm like, what are we going to do? I looked in the pram. Gwen had gone off to sleep. Just like, Sometimes little babs, they just go, no, I've had enough. Little dummy in, I love her. I was like, oh, at least there's that. I was just standing there. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I looked over at the stove. I thought about Danny. And I looked in the bathroom. I saw the shower. I'm like, yeah, that's where I've got to go. I've got to go in there. And I hopped in. I closed the door and I just yelled out, I shit my pants in a Coles Local! Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Thank you.